This is my QR code project demonstration for ENME489Y. Here's my Raspberry Pi and the auxiliary components for this project. In addition to the QR reader code that Professor Mitchell has demonstrated in his lecture videos, I have added extra hardware and extra bits of code to allow the Raspberry Pi to communicate to an Arduino through XB, which is a set of RF modules optimized for serial communication. This Arduino is connected to a servo which will turn on a switch on a rice cooker. To trigger this Arduino, the Raspberry Pi will have to read a QR code that reads turn on. As you can see here, I've imported the two libraries that Professor Mitchell has also imported into his code. And here you can see that I have imported two of my own libraries. One being Pi serial and one being time. So here I have a serial object declared within the scope, and the first thing I tell it to do is to flush anything from the serial. After that, it gets called within the infinite loop within this if data is true module. If the data that it reads says turn on, the serial will write turn on in bytecode. After that, it will then try to read a line from the Arduino and will print that out into the Raspberry Pi. If it doesn't, the program will then say the QR code cannot be read, try again. Here's the exception error, and regardless of what happens, it will sleep for 3 seconds. Everything else is the same. Now on to the Arduino side of things. So as you can see here, this is my Arduino code. To begin with, I have imported the servo library. After that, I have instantiated a servo variable. In the setup block, I have instantiated the serial with the 9600 baud rate, attached pin 7 to the servo, and gave it an initial angle. From within the loop block, if the serial is available, the incoming data stream will be then placed in a string variable. It will then take that data and print it back into the serial, at which point the Raspberry Pi will capture it back and output it to command terminal. After that, the Arduino will then write a new angle, so in this case 90 degrees, delay it for 1 second, and return to its original position. Now that you have seen the hardware, let's run it, shall we? So here's my QR code. So as you can see, the Arduino has received this text, turn on. And now you can hear the servo working to try to push the button. Let's cook some rice, shall we? So as you can see here, I got my Arduino turned on, the servo hooked up, and the rice prepped. All you have to do is just show the QR code to the camera. There it goes. It's time just to close it. We'll be back within an hour. As you can see here, the rice has finished cooking. Ooh, we got some delicious looking rice. Thank you for watching my QR code project demonstration.